if at any point in your life you've experienced loss, and by loss I mean the loss of a loved one, loss of a job, you've gone through a divorce, you would have then automatically gone through the grieving stage. So I'd like to just quickly go through the 5 stages of grieving, hoping that it will help you identify the process that you are going through, and most importantly, so you know that it's normal. It's normal for us to grieve, and it's normal to go through the process. There are 5 grieving processes that psychologists have identified. They usually start with the denial stage, then you go through the anger stage, you go through a bargaining stage, you go through a depression stage, and you go through the acceptance stage. So as I go through this, maybe you will be able to identify the stage that you are in if you have experienced loss, and maybe it'll make a little bit sense of what you might be going through and what you might be feeling, because I know sometimes we can be confused when we experience these emotions and there's you don't find any explanation. We'll just touch on the 5 stages quickly, briefly. When you go through the denial stage, you find that the minute you hear that you come to realize that you have lost someone, that you have lost your job, the denial stage kicks in. And by denial, it's basically just you at that point in time not wanting to accept what you've heard or what you're experiencing. So when you've received the news and somebody's told you that whoever's passed on, it's that initial shock that can send your body into numbness. It can send your body into confusion, and you feel like you're dreaming. I know when I heard of the passing of my baby sister, it felt like that whole day, the very first day, I was still sleeping, and I was hoping for nightfall to come so that I could just fall asleep, and then saying to myself, maybe if I wake up tomorrow, she wouldn't be gone, she'd still be here. And that's basically what the denial stage is. It's normal. You should know that it is normal. As much as it feels weird, it's just your system adjusting to the experience of loss, to the experience and the process of grief. So if you feel you're in that stage, just know that you have to go through that stage and that feeling of denial, that maybe she'll come back, maybe your boss made a mistake, he wasn't supposed to fire you. Even if somebody's divorced you or left you, you broke up in a relationship, you always find that, that denial stage, you'll speak to yourself and you'll probably just tell yourself that no, maybe, they'll come back. They'll wake up in the morning and they'll realize that they made a mistake. Same thing like with me. I just wanted to wake up the next day hoping that it was all just a dream. But unfortunately, the next day will come and you'll still live in that reality of grief, in that reality of losing your loved one. The second stage of grief is anger. The second stage of grief is anger. During this stage, you get emotionally angered. You will find that you are in a place where you are either angry at the person who passed away. You'd probably make comments like, not out loud, but you'll probably make comments like, why did you leave? Why did you have to go? Why did you have to die? You'll be angry at objects. You'll be angry at life. You'll be angry at yourself. You'll be angry at anything that comes your way, everyone that comes your way. It's pretty normal, but you need to learn to keep your anger under control, to find a way to express that anger. Because if you don't find any answers to what you're looking for, if you don't find any way to make sense of that grief process, you can end up in a lot of trouble by hurting somebody out of anger. I know when I went through that process, I was angry. I was angry at a lot of people. I was angry at the situation. I was angry at God at one stage where, I had to ask him, why did you have to take her? And even though people try and comfort you and telling you she's in a better place, she's in a good place, she's safe in the arms of Jesus, that anger would overwhelm me so much at times where I would ask God, I mean, wasn't she in a better place when she was with us? Didn't we take care of her the way you wanted us to? So anger is normal. I want to let you know that it is normal. It is part of the process. You just need to find a different way of venting or getting rid of your anger, rather than taking it out on people who loves you, people who cares for you. People will reach out to you, and you'll find that you get upset and you'll get angry. People will make comments just to make you feel better, and because you're not in the right frame of mind of receiving comments, you want answers to what has happened. Anger will obviously automatically just come to the surface, and you just want to kill. But I pray to God, if you are at that stage, that he will just help you to make sense of that stage, of the anger stage, of the denial stage. I just pray and I ask God that if you are listening now, that he will just give you the peace that you need, the understanding that you need, just to make sense of the anger and to just find a different way of expressing your anger. Then there's the bargaining stage. So with the bargaining stage, it's basically where it's a matter of, why not me instead of her? Why not the friends that was with them? Why did it have to be her? You're just trying to bargain your way through a lot of questions, a lot of confusion once again. And that's part of the grieving stage. The depression stage, we all know, either somebody who's gone through depression, you might have experienced depression before, but depression through loss kicks in, obviously, where you just don't feel like waking up. You just want to stay in bed. You want to just fall asleep, where there's no feeling and there's no emotion. When you sleep, you're away from it all. You just feel depressed. You don't want to find yourself in good company, even, because sometimes you feel that if I express myself in a okay, no, let's not do that one. Let's leave that one. So depression is real. Depression through grief is real. And I also pray that God will help you to deal with that depression and help you make sense of that depression. Then the last stage that you would go through is the stage of acceptance, where finally you get to a place where you accept now. Okay, you accept that the person has passed on, you accept that you've lost the job, and you accept that you need to move on. But acceptance doesn't mean that you forget about the person. Acceptance doesn't mean that now that you're accepting it, things are going to change. The grieving process is still there. You'll still miss the person. You still want to hang out with the person. You're still looking for, expecting phone calls or expecting them to walk in the door or around the corner. But just accepting it will just bring peace into your heart and into your mind. Your emotions won't be as overwhelming as it used to be during the stages. And also note that the 5 stages will not occur in that sequence. It will obviously be depending on where you are, how you handle things. It might just come up in different stages. So it won't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exactly per se. But I just pray that this has helped you a little bit, just brought a little bit of clarity to what you are going through. If you are going through any grieving stage, if you would like to speak about it more or chat about it more, I am available to chat. If there's stuff you'd like to get off your chest, know that I am available. I don't mind a WhatsApp or SMS or email. So make use of the opportunity to heal yourself. Just to find healing in the presence of God always. Just knows that He is always there and He's always willing to heal you and help you through every situation that you are facing.